Yes, so welcome to my review of the KiiBOOM Allure. This is a single DD, as it states there, Beryllium plated diaphragm dynamic driver, 2-pin, and it's got replaced tips, which you'll see in a bit. And this is the model below the Evoke I did quite recent, and that was a hybrid, and that was more expensive than this. And yet, as usual, full disclaimers, I'd like to thank KiiBOOM themselves for sending me this unit to try out. So thank you very much. I was not paid to do this video, and all thoughts and opinions are my own. And you'll see in a bit, this is very similar to the Evoke with its packaging and stuff like that. So yeah, it's in the next clip. This is basically the same packaging as the previous model, which I just said in the intro. So this is green, the only difference, the other one was like a pinky purple. Nothing there, just information about what it is, 2-pin as well. There's some more information there and there. So yeah, you'll see in a bit, this is exactly the same as the more expensive model, which is, I guess, in a way, in a good thing, because it's the cheaper one. It's the same massive like case, as you can see. So massive case, there's a brand KiiBOOM. I think it really needs to be like half the size, to be honest, or something like that. And that's it. So again, exactly the same case as before. Cable's a bit different. We'll have a look in that in a bit. So 6 tips there. And that's it. So there's no paperwork. So this is different, like a braided kind of cable. Still 3.5 and still 2-pin. So it's not all that different. 3.5, kind of like a torque head there, or Allen key head. Just braided material, Y split there. Chin slider, which is super loose. It's actually like a bolt, sorry, a screw, so that's a bit different. And here, that's what they look like. They do look very familiar. And that's pretty much it. So the colours they're kind of dark, the shell design is, and that's it. So not much to say. So this is a single DD, obviously 2-pin. You can see that, so you can use your own cables if you want. And yeah, so I've already graphed them. I've already listened to them, so I'll see you in the future, and I'll link now the Evoke model, so you can see what that's like. That's more expensive than this, so watch that after this. It's probably my recommendation. And yeah, anyway guys, I'll see you in the future. Yes, so welcome to my review section of the KiiBOOM Allure. Single dynamic driver, like I said before, and they are Beryllium plated. So it's not, I don't think it's a true Beryllium kind of driver, just at least a part of it. So anyway, let's get to build quality while I'm looking at it. So these seem to be built very nice, as you can see. Like the tolerances seem like really good around the edge. Obviously there's a vent there, 2-pin there. Obviously a vent there, L, lip on the nozzle. So yeah, build quality on these seems spot on, to be honest. You can see fingerprints there, but it's not really a big deal. And yeah, so straight into comfort, because that's important. So the comfort on these is actually fine, and the fit, I just didn't find them all that kind of secure, because there's nothing to keep them in. See, it goes flat here. I think its big brother was a better fit, the Evoke. But it's not too bad. Obviously, most of my usage was just sitting, basically, and I had no issues with that. I think if he's moving more, it might be more of a difference, but apart from that, it was kind of okay. So to talk about power and sensitivity, I didn't find them that hard to power. Any normal gears should be fine. And I used I tried it on the J Kelly AP90, topping DX1 and the topping combo and the DX3 Pro Plus. Quickly tried them both, all, and there's no real issues, to be honest, which is good to see. Obviously, because it's a single DD, that's the best way. So the timbre of these is decent, as I expected it to be. not much to say. Single DD master race, as some people say. But yeah, as actual tonality of these overall is fine. It sounds pretty good. And the micro details on these, I'll just throw it in, is pretty good. Not as good as its big brother, which has BAs as well. But yeah, it's not too bad at all. And stage is big enough. Again, fine really. It does what it's supposed to. Doesn't sound like boxed in or anything like that. I wished it did have a bit more though. But yeah, it's not too bad at all really. Again, these IEMs, they're not earbuds, which have more stage. People want a lot of stage from IEMs, but it's hard to do because it's in your ear canal. And yeah, I think it's just going to sound. So I'll overlay the graph now so you can see what it looks like. So left to right. So bass, they are elevated. They're not bass monsters or nothing like that, but it does have a little bit of sub-bass roll-off, which is ultimately I'm not keen on. I do prefer the bass of it. Again, the big brother, the Evoke, I think does a little bit of better job, but that is more expensive, so bear in mind. But yeah, the DD hits hard enough for fun. Yeah, it's got enough impact. The decay seems fine. It's decent enough. It's not the best I've heard, but then I think this is around 80 something pound, so it's not too bad. So I don't expect some crazy flagship performance because it's 80 odd pound, 80 something pound. But yeah, the DD is fine. I was quite happy with how it performed, at least the bass section. So yeah, so mid-range, there's a little bit of bleed, excuse me, which is I don't mind. It makes stuff like not sounding thin, gives a bit more body to it. So yeah, I was quite fine with it. I guess you could say it's kind of a mini V. Again, they're not really big bass orientated, but yeah. So upper mids, as you can see, are forward. I would prefer a little bit of a smoother elevation than that. That's my opinion. So these are vocal forward, well, female vocal forward from what I tried. And I did try it as usual on a bunch of music, pop, rap, hip hop, the variety of electronic, because I do like techno, bit of uplifting trance, stuff like that. And it seems fine. It just can be, again, it can be, it can sound, some people say nasally is kind of a word, but it does sound, because it's boosted, it does sound kind of off sometimes. I prefer a much better gradual kind of elevation to the upper mid-range. And again, so straight into the treble. Again, I prefer a smoother lower treble presence really. As you can see, it's boosted. Again, I prefer it smoothed off really, but it's not too bad at all. It can be a little bit fatiguing, but on the whole they are a little bit treble shy, so after that you can see it drops off. So some instruments are very clear and some seem a little bit more distant, but the actual treble kind of separation in that part is fine. You just have to bear in mind if that's the kind of tuning you want, but again, it's not too bad at all. These aren't tuned how I'd personally like it. I prefer a little bit lower treble, so the lower section or lower treble a little bit less, and probably a little bit more further up. So you can see like from 6K it dips for a little bit more there, but they're not too bad at all. It does cover the range well enough, and obviously after 10K the coupler's not accurate, but overall it's not a bad set. And yeah, I'll probably so on to the conclusion. Now, do I recommend these? Yeah, they're not a bad set. I personally prefer the bigger brother, the Evoke, the hybrid. I think that's tuned a bit better, but I think it's at least £40-50 more. You obviously have to check the website to double check in case it's different. But yeah, overall they're not a bad set. Single DD, which is really coherent, good overall tonality. Sound tuning is not too bad at all. Not tuned. I prefer a smoother lower treble, but apart from that, they're not a bad set, especially from a company that seems to be new on the scene, which is good to see. They also do keyboards as well, but obviously you can check their website to see stuff like that. But yeah, overall a decent set, but they've got the same kind of issue that the Evoke did, where the case is too big. It should at least be half the size, and probably include an extra set of tips, kind of a different set of tips, because I think it's a bit too big. It's useful if you want to carry a few different items at once in the same case with a digital player as well, stuff like that. But yeah, so if they maybe change that for the better, keep costs down as well, it's just an idea. And yeah, I'll probably end it there, so they're not bad at all. And yeah, if you know anything particular, let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching and take care, and see you in the next video.